better. And I logged into Ravelry. The most amazing thing is that, and I got an email saying I was the top 20 debut patterns. And I was like, amazing. So I've gone in here today, and it means that when you click into debut patterns, I'm going to show you, my pattern is actually on the Ravelry homepage. What? Patterns, cool, all right. I might want to knit something from the debut corner. Why don't I view the spotlight debut patterns? Oh, that bag is nice. That's not me, but that is nice. Scroll down, okay. What? The drip cardigan? I die. I've got my little lad here again. See, I always do this. I'm going to say who I am first. I'm Mollie, Mollie and the Knits. And as of Sunday, I am a knitwear designer. Oh my gosh. I do a weekly podcast because it's so fun sharing what I'm wearing, finished objects, and so I have chronic fatigue, just to let you know. And after launch, all my energy went out. We kept it small, but it was still like, exactly, my little lad's just saying stuff to me. Oh, is there going to be any tea in this podcast, I wonder? Oh. I had a tea made for me last time I was videoing, and it was the most beautiful thing ever. Oh, sorry for scratching. I guessed the tea correctly, which was so fun for me. Yes, so my brain's going to be a bit slower, but then you can be slower with me. What I'm wearing, things I've finished, working on, things that are not finished, that I'm in the middle of working on.
Yeah.
And like anything that I've gained, like purchased in the last week. And I really love sharing that. It is just like, it shows me how much I'm doing in a week, or sometimes not. Like this week I did a lot, like the biggest stuff I've ever done in knitting. But very little of it was knitting time. Still loved it. Everything was so gorgeous and amazing. I just feel like I have to talk about launch first. But I will tell you what I'm wearing, because then I will never tell you if I do it out of order. This is a scarf I made in Ching fiber. It is this really simple design where you just start here and you increase every so often to make a crescent. And it used like, oh, excuse me, very tired. It used not even a full ball of yarn, and then you cast off with this beautiful picot cast off. I always like when people show it a bit more. I'm still working on volume. If anyone's really good with this, I would welcome video links, suggestions, tips, because I really love it and I'll always use it, but it's a little quiet. And then maybe that's me using iMovie. Yeah, you tell me if you know. So that's what I'm wearing. It's called the Simple Shawl, and it's in Silk and Yak, the yarn, which is so soft and warm. I've really been loving that. I've especially been loving tying it in my hair, but I don't think it's really a fashion statement. I think I just like how it feels. What do you think? Not terrible?
Just like it.
Huh?
I think you just
Yeah, just I like it. Let's do it anyway. Is this you and me? And you?
No, not me.
One thing. The rest is just like bonds, tracksuit. I'll run through whips because they mostly haven't changed except for the fact that I have one very exciting whip. So the ones that haven't changed that I will get to in the fullness of time. And I knew, didn't I say that they're going to stay here? Is this hot yoga silk top that I'm knitting. It's so beautiful. That's hopefully not wrecking the volume. So I'm knitting that. I wanted to check this last night, but I didn't have the strength to go into the bag. What millimeter needles? So I'm knitting that on 4mm needles, and that is like a lace weight or a 2-ply yarn, 100% silk, ethical silk. And then, oh, my bomber.com. One day I'll have time for you. Exact same position, but gosh, it's so nice to pull them out. And this yarn is really beautiful. I will try it on because I have nothing on. And it's so easy to do. And then it's so warm, maybe I'll just leave it on. That'd be nice for the whole video to have a one sleeve. Yeah, so these ones, they're just gonna hang out until I have time to knit on them because I've got so many design ideas. And I just launched my first pattern, which I'll add in here a little bit of photo. I got a professional photographer. Who I used to work with at Apple. So it was so cool having someone that I was so comfortable with, and they are fire at their job. Got the most gorgeous shots. The shots with the bad lighting were my suggestion. I was like, take a photo of me here. He was like, this is bad lighting. I was like, oh yeah, I can't see. Anyway, side tangent. This, oh, it might be tea o'clock, everyone. Let's see what we've got. Oh, it's, oh, so good. Oh. Oh, I wonder what this one is. I can't smell anything. Is this the Balinese one? Yeah. I got a mangostein peel. That's a lot to unpack. Let's go back. I got a tea from Bali from my gorgeous friend. This tea is made up of the peel of a mangostein. Do you know what a mangostein is? You need to look it up. It's really cool. It's a fruit that I've had in Bali, and it's my favorite fruit, but I can't get it anywhere else. I'm gonna put that there. That's so nice, thank you. And this cup is really cute. It's from Kiki K about like 10 years ago. So yeah, bomber.com jacket will be finished after I do all of my fun designs. This one's really fun. I just got asked, is this one not fun? This one's really fun. There is a schedule in my head of things that I want to design. I've had such a beautiful support. Hey, do you know what? Do you know what? Because of people showing up for me, there were so many of them at Morris in the Sun. What a cool venue to have my launch. But because they all showed up at Morris in the Sun and went on Ravelry and added to favourite my pattern, I was top 20 debut patterns in Ravelry when I launched. Like, it was really so exciting. I almost couldn't process it. And to hit it in that kind of platform, which is like 1 gazillion patterns, I think is how many patterns they have, to be top 20 in their debut patterns was just so cool. So yeah, I'll be sharing that on Instagram, but I wanted to share it here first. Technically, you'll see it on Instagram first, but just know you were the first to hear it out of my mouth to the camera. But it's Thursday and this will come out on Saturday. So that was like beyond cool. Back to whips. I got a tiny bit distracted because of my amazing tea. Thank you. Whips. The other whip I have is something that got cast on at... I love these so much. Someone else cast this on for me at the launch party. Oh my gosh. And I haven't looked at it properly except for right now, because it's only been a few days. This is like a perfect needle size. This is 35 millimeters, which is ridiculous and gorgeous. Ginormous. And the gorgeous Tony cast this on, and they did a fabulous job. Like, I threw it to them and they cast on in 2 seconds flat. But it's the yarn I got from Spotlight. It's called a value ball. Say again?
Synthetic?
Yeah, it's synthetic, which is not great, not something that's sustainable that we want to buy all the time. I got it because it fit these needles, and I had gotten these needles from Morrison & Son. They're Knit Pro ginormous needles. And it's just a little bit too short. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's like not enough give. I wonder if I could stretch it. No. So that I will finish knitting that ball and make like a cute ginormous scarf just for my own entertainment.
Oh my goodness, should I get it?
Yeah. Little lad's going to grab the scarf that he made, and I'll show it on here as well. Yeah, and I call him Little Lad because, you know, there's so much internet for this age group that, we're just not going to put it on yet. He's so little and so precious. Okay, I hope I described that properly. My brain is letting go of things as soon as I say them. This is the last whip. Wow, this one is so exciting. It's in really random scraps of yarn because I'm knitting something really special, and I wanted to prototype in less special yarn because the yarn itself is amazing, beautiful, and has a really special story behind it. And the special story is it's very local. The dyeing is very local. It's mutton bird and a beautiful human called Karen with a gorgeously wicked sense of humor and a fabulous family. I've met her and her daughter, and she started going to festivals this year, 2026. I got to see her when I won tickets to the Australian Yarn Show, and me and a friend Kirsty went. And Kirsty found her stall. It was right next to the coffee, so I can see why Kirsty found it straight away. But it really was like the way they laid things out and the colours of the yarns. Oh my God. And this logo, I'm generally not a blue and white simple gal. I'm more a fluoro gal, but this is really beautiful. I just love the shape of this bird. It's called mutton bird, and that's special to Karen the dyer. But if you could feel this yarn, you would understand the subtleties in yarn. It all starts with the yarn, I've got to tell you. So that's going to be the actual yarn that I make the pattern in. But I wanted to try out wacky increases, and I'm knitting in the round on Magic Loop, but could be done. Magic Loop is just, for people that don't know, a way of knitting that you can pull a needle out, so it's easier to knit along here. There's lots of resources. I would, if you're like confused or curious and you did want to know more, typing Magic Loop and watching shorts in YouTube would give you some really cool stuff on this. But it's going to be a mini scarf with a very special little embroidery on it, and I'm loving it so far. I did a double increase here, and I think that needs to change because it makes it look a little bit like a bubble. But yeah, so I'm just trying that out so that I can later on tomorrow cast on with the amazing yarn from Mutton Bird. Little lad's come back with his scarf. I'm going to show you it. This one's crocheted. I don't crochet. Oh my gosh, look at this color. I love that it has this as well. It's like a wall hanging. Don't you think? I'm getting a nod. So this is in 100% cotton, and it's from an Adelaide yarn store. I don't know if they're still around because I got this yarn 9 years ago. When I was living in St Kilda, I ordered it, but it feels really nice. It's like this beautiful, yeah, it's got a rough texture but soft to touch. What would you like in that everyone's touched? We don't know. You have to touch it. But this was given to me on launch day by Little Lad. And yeah, I actually don't think I could have done it without Little Lad. He did so much in terms of, he made pom-poms for the little lolly bags. There was lolly bags with stickers in it. He helped sticking on micro QR codes. Do we have a lollipop there with one of the micro QR codes?
We have a micro QR code, but not a lollipop.
The lollipop got in?
Yeah.
It's not there? We'll see if we can find it. So those are all the works in progress, and then I showed you the Mutton Bird yarn. The ones I showed you last week were such a cool colour. These are the blues, and I'm a little bit obsessed with the blues. He skis in footy season is the colour name, and I so cute. So it's a non-superwash. It's Australian grown, New Zealand spun. Well, that's really cute. Australian grown, New Zealand spun, and it's a DK 8 ply, this one. And these are the 4 plies. And they're a Nundle sock yarn. So they're 75% merino superwash and 25% nylon. Pretty sure it's superwash. It says 75-25, and usually in a sock yarn, that's what it is. So that is uber cool. Yes, this is the Maximus, but we made ones which were the size of my thumbnail of this QR code.
And sticked it on the sticky bit on the lollipop.
Yeah, so on the Chubba Chub, we sticky taped back and front using double-sided tape, the QR code and my logo. So I actually could not have done that without little lad. So that was the poster we had kind of in the window until it got moved. Someone wanted to sit down, which I love. But yeah, it brings me to talking about launch. I've got mine on. Knitting project is not this. This is my sleeve. It brings me to this. No, this is just something I'm going to knit while I'm talking to you. You know, my brain is not quite there. Launch, I made a few notes because I kind of suspected I might be all over the shop. When I was planning to bring out my knitting pattern, the Drip Cardi, I will put some photos here. I just really wanted to make something, and I had never written a pattern before. The Drippy Cardi is something that I wanted because I had brought not enough of either yarn to make one cardigan, and I wanted to make a cardigan. So the drip is like a cool way that I designed that you can knit something like up to here and then change colors and make it still look like an intentional design. The sleeves you would have seen because I would have already put it in here. They're asymmetrical, or they could be symmetrical, so you can use up what you've got of the two, like, not quite sweater quantities. Because I went to Bendigo 2025 with a friend of mine, and it was the funnest. And we were like, excuse me, we were like, we're not going to buy any single skeins. We are so smart and will not be stuck with these single skeins we don't know how to do projects with. So I ended up buying 2 or 3 balls of yarn, which is definitely not enough to make a sweater. So that was hilarious, and why the exact reason why I designed the Drippy Cardigan. The prep to it meant so many things, and I felt really ready for the challenge. I was a little bit terrified that my chronic fatigue would just bump in and I wouldn't be able to have the energy to do things, but I did not have that happen for 2 reasons, and that is I kept exercising and I didn't make the exercise hard. So I exercised every day or every alternate day if it was really like brain heavy what I was doing. And yeah, I stopped when I was feeling really tired or I could feel a big emotion coming up. I had to stop. So that was a really beautiful surprise that I could manage chronic fatigue in something as big as launching my first pattern, because it was going to be at Morrison & Sons, which, if you don't know, is the oldest continuing like hobby craft store in Australia. It started in 1973. Their link will be in there because I'm going to write it in there. And they are in a spot that I find special to me, and I feel like anyone who lives in Melbourne or visits Melbourne would feel the same way, because it's very old school but a bit kitsch. It's hidden, so you have to know, and it made it even more precious that so many people showed up, because it's above the Dimmicks on Collins Street. Dimmicks is a bookstore, and the bookstore sign is really visible, but there is no sign for Morrison & Son, which I love. It's just this like precious little gem where like you go up and it's a full yarn store in the city, and they've been there in Melbourne, for that location in Melbourne, because they did start in Sydney in 1973, for a long time. And I remember going there before I was big into knitting and just, I don't know, loving how foreign everything was. Like all of these yarns, I was really just seeing colour. I didn't know like that it could be made of different things like alpaca or different kinds of sheep. Didn't know that. And I didn't really know like the thickness of yarn was the thing. So I love that I'm going back to a place where I started as a young adult. Oh, this is really rambling now. I love Morrison and Son. That was what I wanted to say. I don't get to go there a lot because of where I live. Better? I think it's going to just fall. I'll just adjust the mic. That's better. So leading up to that, I wanted to put things perfectly in place in my pattern. All the text and instructions have been tech edited again, because I wrote it in January. Test knit, it was a really long test knit, 12 weeks. My beautiful testers made such a cool versions, and one of them I got to see for the first time in real life on the launch on Sunday. So the week leading up to launch, I was looking at the pattern and moving things around to make it look just the way I wanted to look, picking photos, because we did the photo shoot the Tuesday before my pattern launch. I'm learning how to post online in a genuine way, and it's actually the most surprising part of this is that I'm having fun with it, and it's short, and it's when I feel like I'm nailing it, I'm getting a message across in like a few words, which that to me is so cool. So I was photo shoot, changing the pattern, doing Instagram posts, videoing for YouTube, because this is a really special, relaxing time talking to you on my YouTube channel. And hey, it was 17, now it's 21, which is just so special. And at this stage, it's just gorgeous talking to, look, all 21 watching long videos. I get it, it's not going to be all 21, but you all who are here watching. So I did that photo shoot, make the YouTube video, edit the YouTube video, Instagram, get the photos. My amazing photographer had them ready, put them in the pattern where I wanted them. Then I had to figure out Ravelry. I had never put my own pattern on Ravelry. I definitely had looked at patterns on Ravelry, and if you don't know, Ravelry is like an online database for PDF patterns where they're all the instructions for knitting, crochet, and they even have knitting machine. Do they have anything else? Maybe. Those are the ones that come to mind. So the Ravelry post was really big because it was the night before and I wasn't quite sure how to do it, or that I would be able to solve any issues that came up. Long story long, I got on Ravelry. I had my PDF that earlier in the week I had formatted, and I was excited, nervous, logged onto Ravelry, had seen that I can put it on with a little button up the top, contributions, and I added it. I'd done a test knit, so I already had all the information about what is the pattern, what size, what language, needle size, etc. And then I hit next, and it's like, do you want to publish? I was like, oh my God, is this means it's going to go out into the world? After I prepped myself up for that, I hit publish. Your pattern is not published yet. I was like, but I just hit publish. You have to put in a PayPal account so they can pay you the money from whoever buys your pattern. So that was gorgeous. I was like, okay, so I've got another chance to look at this and make sure it's right. Went through the emotional journey of adding a PayPal, remembering my password, all of that, and it published. Oh my God. In that exact moment, hold on, I'm gonna see if little lad will bring this over here. Could you bring the thing from Switzerland?
Oh.
So at that exact moment, we can show the thing you're working on too. My little lad is just saying, hey, I'm working on a craft that I got from Morrison and Son. We should show them that, so we'll show you that too. Posted that on Ravelry and came out at the front door. There was a like massive rectangle box. And I was like, what is this? I got something from my dear friend in Switzerland. Oh my God, can you see that? Mollie the Knits, a Prosecco bottle, and this Australian natives in a vase I will always, always, always keep because it's so beautiful. So naturally, when I got these things, I don't know if this can stay here now. Do we like that? No, that's not gonna stay. Thank you. Thank you. Perfect. I burst into tears and I was like, just really overwhelmed by the support and the effort to get something sent at the, they didn't know, I didn't even know it was the exact moment that my Ravelry pattern posted, but it just shows like this effort. And it was a big effort. Like I felt nervous to email Morrison and Son. They said yes. Then I was like, okay, now who's coming? Who can fit around this table of 10?
Nobody. Like there's 20 people and 10 people table.
Yeah, there was a lot of people there. It was even more than that. But the staff was so incredibly kind and generous. They were run off their feet, but they definitely showed a lot of class, so much kindness to everyone that was in the store that wasn't us. I could see them working hard. But yeah, it ended up people, because I posted it on Instagram, extra people showed up, which was beautiful and lovely. And I hope that it was all good for the staff as well, because I was not expecting that. So Ravelry, and then I got my nails done. Can you see if that is good in there? Oh, I gotta go closer. You're gonna make me get up. So that's the nails that I got done at Miss J's, and I am obsessed with them. I love black nails, and then the drip. So when I was at Miss J's, we were doing a video, we were doing a little video because I am just loving doing that at the moment. And we were talking about my Instagram, and it was just like a 2-sentence exchange that made me decide I need to finish, this was Thursday before the launch, I need to finish my website because I want to put it as a link on my Instagram. So I also did that. So the week leading up to launch was very inspiring, a big lesson in productivity, but then also in stopping. So I didn't work for more than 3 hours at a stretch, and I tried to make it 4 hours for the whole day. So that pacing was, for chronic fatigue, was still at the center. And I did both, which is just like also makes my mind blow. Didn't make the emotions any less. I was very intensely joyful, confused about how to make a website. I did cry multiple times when something called a DNS wouldn't link. So that was hilarical, looking back on it now. Yeah, so that was pre-launch. then during, you'll see photos here. It can only be described, I wrote it down, like, honestly, experience of a lifetime. So not everyone can come to these things. It's in Melbourne, so if you're in Switzerland, you can't really pop down. Also, we have other commitments on weekends. Weekends can be really full. So there wasn't an opportunity for everyone to show up because of location and like life. I also worked at a place rhyming with Zapple, so a lot of people work on the weekend. Now, all of that to say, the people that we were lucky enough that the scheduling worked for them, that could show up, got to be side by side with me in an experience that I can honestly say was once in a lifetime. Like, I'll never launch my first knitting pattern again. Oh my God, I'm almost gonna cry. And like, to have just people around, that there was so much goodwill. There was like this generosity of spirit for me to do well on this little thing that I've created, and I felt very humbled by it. But that's the sentence I would describe it. It's like an experience of my lifetime, personally for me. So it went great. It was really great. The location of Morrison & Son delivered. Being in the city, in between Little Collins and Collins, was such a special location for me. My mum actually used to live on Little Collins, and I managed the T2 on Little Collins and Melbourne Central. So beautiful, absolutely beautiful. And after is here, you're with me here. I honestly, even 2 days leading up to the launch, the sleep, I was just waking up at 2 a.m. like excited, ready to go. That remained the night of, like, my emotions were so excited and awe-inspired that for the first time, maybe in like, I don't know, 4 or 5 years, something like that, a long time, 4 years, I felt like I couldn't sleep. And that is a very special feeling for someone that has wanted to sleep every second of the day for 4 years because of chronic fatigue. And it wasn't like a restless thing. It was just like energized and excited. So I was like, I wonder how long this is going to stay with me, because I actually would love to get like a good night's sleep to make sure my body's going to move through this. So the day after that, I went to my sister's beautiful daughter's birthday, and that was so relaxing, nourishing. I sat in the sun. I talked with a gorgeous friend of mine. My sister made sure I had soda water and pulled meats and baked potatoes, and brought me back into nourishment. And I really was flat to the ground, exhausted. That night I had such a beautiful sleep, and that has continued. And yeah, I'm now knitting on this secret mutton project, so it feels like just super amazing. On the exact track of super amazing, I want to show you the little lads. What is this called? You read it out to me. I know it's no. What's the craft called? Loom something.
Latch hook cast.
Latch hook.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Latch hook cushion.
Okay, latch hook. So this is latch hook in a cushion, and it is. I don't need that. Thank you so much. Oh, that's okay. We'll show it on here. This is going to be Winnie the Pooh, and it is a latch hook that we got from Morrison & Son. And I just think these are so cool for all ages, especially young ones that want to craft, because everything comes in it. So you don't have to guess yarn, you don't have to get the right needle or hook size for a project. And I'm loving that color combinations. Thank you. I also have here, could you grab me the tape measure that I got? Acquisitions. So I was at Morrison & Son, it was the weekend, and I got given a beautiful gift from Kanu, who's a part of my heart and family, but she just picked up something and popped it in my hand. It was like just a little memento. And you know what? It always will be. It was this tape measure. And this artist, I see them a lot at yarn stores, Emma Ball. Super thoughtful, and I will treasure them. Then I went downstairs to kind of let my emotions be, essentially. And I found this. This was in Dimmick's, the bookstore, and it actually has a zip. And for me, this is like the perfect size for most of a jumper, like all accessories, all scarves, all sock projects. And because it's got a zip, I can carry it by itself, but I can also throw it in my handbag. So I just love that I got that. I also pulled this out. I was knitting, like casting on last night, that kind of test of increases and decreases on this guy. And I realized I haven't shown this, and it's because it's got a little ways to go, but I have chargo needles, and I wanted to change the fabric. There's absolutely nothing wrong with the fabric. Black and white, very classic, and very classically chargo, but I like bright colors. So I had this leftover fabric from a quilt I made for one of my friend's 40th birthdays, and I just love that it was so easy to put on. I just used quilters kind of, it's almost like iron-on sticky tape, if I were to describe it without the lingo. And then it's got my favorite from 11E1 Windmills yarn cutter. So I wanted to show you that for no other reason than I wanted to show you. Thank you, just like thank you. I will be posting another drip pattern that was going to come out on the same day as the cardigan. And I got my pattern, I got my website. I am loving blasting Instagram just for stuff that I really want to say or I like. And this, our home on YouTube, I'll be here every week. Next week, yeah, we'll see how many mini scarves I've made. And yeah, I loved having you here. I'm Mollie in the knits. Because I'm tired, I'm really hoping I said that at the beginning. I'm Mollie in the knits, and I'm Mollie. Mollie with an IE, not a Y. And I love having you here. Thank you for spending however much time you've spent watching it. If it's just this minute or all of the many, many minutes of knitting. I just always think about you sitting there and watching it, and it's special to me because that's something that I love doing. Oh, I have been watching 2 different channels that I have absolutely loved how relaxing their videos were. One is My Leaf, which is, I don't know where this note is. I think I'll be able to remember it anyway. My Leaf, which is what he would describe as a tea head from UK that owns a tea store. He does raw vlogs. I have been loving them. And the other one is Make a Bee. She's in Canada. And I remember that because in her video she's getting scared by Canadian geese that are across the path that she's walking on. They were really great YouTube watchers this week and helped me just process and really soak in all of the awe-inspiring moments I've had in the last week. Until next week, Mollie and the Knits signing out. If you want to check out my website, it'll actually be linked. I have TikTok, but I haven't posted anything, so definitely check out the website if you're going to check out anything. And my Instagram's always there as well. I will link my new pattern as well. Oh, that's my message to say goodbye, and I'm already looking forward to the video next week. Okay, bye.